July 15, Monday. This is the channel Bitcoin TV. I'm Zu. Let's take a look at the 24-hour data headlines of the cryptocurrency industry. As of 1 p.m. today, Bitcoin has reached above 62,000. Last Monday, the trading volume Bitcoin spot ETFs soared to 1.98 billion and then stabilized at around 1.2 billion in the following days, with a cumulative trading volume of 67 billion, with an average daily trading volume of 13 billion. Compared with the trend of Bitcoin spot ETF funds flow last week was a relatively optimistic week, with net inflows for all 5 trading days and a cumulative net inflow funds 10 billion, with an average daily net inflow funds reaching 2.1. The 2 time points with the largest growth amount were last Monday and Friday. Both time points received favorable impacts, resulting in a significant increase in net capital inflows in a short period of time. However, from the trend point of view, this growth is difficult to order. After the short-term explosive growth, the trend of net capital inflows in the following days was significantly weakened. Recently, the mental gold compensation and the German government's selling of Bitcoin have caused a lot of controversy. Bitcoin has fluctuated greatly in the past months. The amount of token reserves in the exchange has increased from 293. 10,000 Bitcoins have grown to 299. The number of Bitcoins held by the US government has remained at about 20, around 10,000 Bitcoins. The trend is relatively stable, but since the beginning of 2016, the US government has publicly stated that it will periodically sell Bitcoin. From the chart, we can also see that Bitcoin held by the US government has been declining cyclically. Recently, in the past 6 months, it has sold about 1. With about 10,000 Bitcoins, the overall holdings are relatively stable and still held 20.7 10,000 Bitcoins. Since the continuous oscillation and decline in Bitcoin in mid-June, the profit and loss ratio of short-term holders in the market has fallen below the key point of 1. Most short-term investments in the market are at the stage of flowing losses. However, despite the good news of Bitcoin bottoming out and the German government's sell-off, the profit and loss ratio of short-term holders has rebounded slightly, but is still in the loss range. Can the short-term positive market rise drive the subsequent sustained recovery? It will take some time to verify, judging from the previous support points and cost accumulation points. $64,000 and $66,000 is the important pressure point for upward movement. We need to focus on whether the market has enough sentiment and funds to support Bitcoin to break through again $70,000. Okay, please like and follow us. We will help you sort out the news closest to money in the 24-hour cryptocurrency industry, blockchain industry, and the mining industry. Yesterday morning, former President Trump was attacked while attending a campaign event in Butler, Pennsylvania, becoming a major focus of global attention. At the scene, the injured Trump was still waving his fist and shouting "fight, fight, fight" when he was escorted off the stage by security. The scene dominated screens of domestic and foreign media websites. Both media comments and social trends indicate that this shooting will increase Trump's chances of winning the presidential election. According to polling markets focused data, the probability of betting on Trump's victory has reached 70% under the transmission effect of risk events. The performance of the US and global financial markets at the opening of today has received more attention.
California BCA Marco Papic, chief strategist at the research firm, said that as Trump's chances of winning rise, the probability of big fluctuations in the bond market will also rise, and gold may test a record high. In the crypto market, Capital.com, senior financial market analyst Kyle Rada said he has seen client funds flow into Bitcoin and gold. Judging from the price, the crypto market has indeed rebounded since this morning, with Bitcoin returning to $60,000. Many people are concerned about Trump's injury. Bitcoin Magazine CEO David Bailey confirmed that he had talked with the president's team and that Trump was in good spirits. Trump will also 2024 year Nashville delivered a speech at the Bitcoin conference.
Looking back, the precedent of this shooting incident dates back to 40 years ago when former President Ronald Reagan was shot. The stock market fell and closed early. The next day, 1981, year 3, Moon 31, the S&P 500 rose more than 1% on a day. The yield on 10-year U.S. Treasury bonds fell 9 basis points to 13.13%. Every assassination will bring a chain reaction. Either the national debt will fall and the chances of elections will increase. Even Elon Musk, who wants to look down on Trump, has posted a series of tweets on social media about the shooting, fully supporting Trump. So now it seems that Trump's presidency is one step closer. In March 2022, the U.S. SEC, the Office of the Accountant, issued Accounting Bullet Number 121, or SAB 121, which aims to address the risks faced by publicly traded companies in custody of digital currencies for their users, and requires companies to record the fair value of the digital assets in custody on their balance sheets. However, the announcement is controversial because the large banks may choose not to participate in the custody business due to the need to bear higher capital, liquidity, and other audit requirements. Most people believe that this will hinder banks from participating in the cryptocurrency custody market. In response, two Republican and Democratic congressmen jointly proposed a resolution to overturn SAB 121 in February, which was quickly passed by both the Senate and the House, but the resolution was ultimately stuck on President Biden.
The House of Representatives is trying to overturn President Biden's overthrow of Congress. SAB 121. The veto of the resolution failed with a vote of 228 to 184. Most Republicans voted in favor, while almost all Democrats voted against it, and the result still did not reach the two-thirds threshold required to overturn the president's veto. However, Democratic member Maxine Waters severely criticized the attempt to overturn SAB 121. Waters further revealed that, in fact, some large custodial banks are negotiating the details with the SEC in full swing.
Is this a self-explosion? Does it mean that the SEC has already opened a back door for banking institutions? At present, in the context of this year's U.S. election, SAB 121 has actually become a touchstone and a wrestling field for the attitudes of presidential candidates and congressmen from both parties towards the crypto industry. Trump has already gained great wealth by luck, while Biden has denied overthrowing SAB 121 and lowered his own status. Biden, so what should I say about you? SHIB, full name is SHIB, means Shiba Inu. After being translated into Chinese by netizens in China, it has been widely known as shitcoin. It was first released in 2020, year 8 in January. The price was very cheap when it was first issued. We can't count how many zeros there were. Anyways, everyone has billions and even trillions in their accounts. Everyone knows SHIB. The team has been working hard, but no one knows anything about the shitcoin team. So where did this mysterious team come from?
Shiba Inu anonymous lead developer of Takeshi Kusama and Kaal Diarrhea. In a recent interview with Arabian Business, they revealed some unknown details of their past lives. Able to speak 6 languages, he worked in Los Angeles Uber driver. He has worked in many different jobs, including music, photography, and barista, although Shiba Inu is currently the 13th largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, with Takeshi Kusama as its main developer. And Kaal Diarrhea, with no plans to give up their anonymity, the duo plans to hand over control of the project to the community by the end of the year.
The first interview also revealed the mystery behind the SHIB. The two main developers do not think it's necessary to disclose their identities and prefer to remain anonymous. They believe that this anonymity is priceless. In fact, we admire this approach, which shows that they prefer to do practical things rather than attract attention. And this year, they have been very active developing a new upgrade-listed Shiba Realm and developing virtual land for sale. So whether SHIB coin can eliminate a zero in 2024, we think it will not be too far away. At present, whether it is the United States, the United Kingdom, Europe, or Japan, China, or emerging market, they are all experiencing a similar stage economic cycle. Slowing growth with both the labor market and inflation cooling down, it's not difficult to imagine that we will experience a period of a capital market driven by the release of money by central banks in various countries. The US announced that the CPI in June increased by 30% year-on-year, lower than the market expectation of 3.1% and the previous value of 3.3%. Compared with May, it fell by 0.1%, lower than the market expectation of a monthly increase of 0.1%, and lower than the previous value of 0%. This is the first time that the CPI has decreased month by month since the COVID-19 pandemic. So what is the situation in other countries? Let's take a look together.
After the release of the US CPI, Japan fell nearly 3% as US bond yields plummeted, reaching a low of 157.40, the largest single-day drop since the end of 2022. Japanese media attributed this to a round of buying by the authorities to support the yen at a 38-year low. Data released by the National Bureau of Statistics of China on Wednesday showed that the CPI in June rose 0.2% year-on-year, an increase less than 5-month 0.3%, which is lower than the economist's original estimate. 0.4% PPI. Last week, Brazil also released its CPI, which increased by 4.23% year-on-year, lower than the expected 4.25%.
Various signs show that from a global perspective, the world economy is slowing down. Inflation is falling, the job market is cold, and the cycle of interest rate cuts will soon to be ushered in. In addition, the selling pressure event that we are most worried about is that the BTC balance of the German government-related addresses is zero. Although the possibility of a transfer cannot be ruled out, at least the incident has been settled. Looking back at the selling event, although the quantity is not enough to have a big impact on the market price, last week's trend driven by the German government's selling pressure and the Mt. Gox compensation event has washed out the long-term camp of the currency market. The Mt. Gox compensation event has not even shown any obvious action. The German government's selling event has now come to an end, and it has also played a role like a tranquilizer on market sentiment. The next focus will be whether the Mt. Gox will cause another wave of panic, which will also become in the next test for the long-term camp. Okay, let's take a look at the OK Express at the end of the show. We have never seen a strong person having a simple past. Every dazzling person has come here on the edge of a knife. All those who have no feeling for pain have experienced great pain. When you encounter something, you feel pain. When you encounter a little bit of bad people and bad things, you collapse because you have too little pain in your head. When you have experienced a lot of great pain, you will not be surprised when you encounter something again. The essence of pain is the fertilizer for growth, and the essence of growth is to wake up from pain. So all experiences make our hearts more mature and more resilient. The time that can make you stronger is always the time when life is worse than death. That is the process of watching yourself being torn apart and reassembling yourself with your own hearts. People are similar to trees. The more you yearn for the sunshine above, the more your roots will extend to the dark underground. Looking directly at the collapse of human nature, the loss of three views, the belief is like walking on thin ice and every step is difficult. Accept it calmly, without sadness or joy, which is the whole process of growing up, where you no longer rely on emotions, no longer believe in morals, and no longer recognize equality. The power of self will begin to awaken, and your heart will become truly strong. Okay, the above is the main content of today's program. Our channel focuses on curating valuable news in the cryptocurrency industry, blockchain industry, and the mining industry. There are news, information, and in-depth special reports. If you think our channel is valuable, you are welcome to forward and follow it. You can also become our member, so let us become rich together and add a zero to our assets in the bull market. See you tomorrow.